Democrats only need a simple majority in order to push through Becerra's nomination. So with that being said, do you see any potential for a moderate Democrat senator like Manchin, for example, to break ranks on this vote, especially when it comes to Second Amendment concerns and what that might mean for his constituents?
Well, we're clearly concerned about Becerra nomination and think this is the canary in the coal mine. They're clearly trying to pass this new leader for the Democrat Party to tie firearms and health issues. And it's going to be difficult for Joe Manchin and maybe some other red state Democrats who somehow have to do this dance between the radical left wing of the Democrat Party and gun owners who aren't going to buy this stuff.
And what kind of power do you think that, or do you fear that Becerra could have at HHS to affect our Second Amendment rights?
Well, given what Becerra did in California as AG, and especially, as you referenced earlier, requiring gun owners to go through this draconian registration check system just to buy firearms, our report said 50,000 law-abiding citizens were blocked in just 6 months through this system. We think their plan is to tie the health issue with gun control and somehow make that specious claim and connection and therefore advance it wherever he could, whether it's executive order or tying broad new powers to the Secretary of HHS.
So do you think in some ways that claims of mental illness, for example, are being weaponized by gun grabbers in order to boost their claims on these red flag laws to really hoodwink the American public? Because if they just came out like Beto O'Rourke, as we saw a year or so ago, saying, I don't know if I can probably say it, but he said, hell yeah, we're coming for your AR-15, we're coming for your guns. That messaging doesn't necessarily work, obviously, with the American public. So they have to do it more behind the scenes of, we're not coming for your guns, it's just mental illness, or they dress it up under these other terms. Do you think that's what we're seeing here now, to hoodwink the public into giving up more of their Second Amendment rights without them even fully realizing that's what the game that's being played?
Well, in the past, it was very difficult to actually pass a ban on firearms. They just didn't have the appetite in the U.S. Senate, especially, to pass those. So I think what the Democrats and Dianne Feinstein and many others have come up with is that instead, they will just create this huge list of prohibited persons, and they'll just keep expanding on that list. And pretty soon they don't need to ban guns because no one in America will be able to actually purchase them. They won't get past that prohibited persons list. Now, yeah, you mentioned it happened under the Barack Obama administration, in which he used the Social Security recipients and VA benefits as a hook to slow down and stop those people from getting firearms, and saying somehow they were incapable of taking care of their own finances, therefore they couldn't have firearms. But they also tried with mental health issues, saying any veteran, for instance, who had mental health counseling would be prohibited from buying guns. But that didn't even stop in the Trump administration. The Fix NICS Act of 2018 actually tied the same kind of thing, expanded the Brady system to pull in information from states. And so it's a great number of people are pushing this now, unfortunately, and the Democrat Party has seized on that.
And do you think we have enough laws on the books as it stands right now, without dipping into adding more of these red flag laws and all these other type of issues? Do you think we have enough laws on the books as it is right now to protect the public at large, especially from people who shouldn't be getting guns in the first place?
Well, yes, the stack of laws would go above my head if you looked at all of the federal and state and even local laws that restrict gun owners. But that's not just the concern, is that there are more laws that would do it. Remember that the Brady system itself, the background check system, or NICS, that we're all under right now, is really a violation of our Constitution. It's the same thing as if this airing of this show by OAN would have to go through a government agent every single segment to prove that you could use your First Amendment right and that you were responsible and you weren't using it in an irresponsible manner. Really? Do we want to go that direction? because that's what we're doing on our Second Amendment rights and have been doing since we passed the Brady Act many, many decades ago.